Alright guys, welcome to Neltharion's Lair, the return of a dungeon from Legion. Couple mobs that are a little bit tricky in this dungeon, as well as a few boss mechanics you gotta watch out for, but overall not too bad of a dungeon, honestly. A little RP heavy in this dungeon, a lot of water you go through. But first up, we have a bunch of packs before the first boss that honestly aren't too scary, not too much to worry about here. You have the Scorpion, it's a tank dot that you can stop, as well as some alligators, which also have a tank dot that can be stopped. You just have to watch out, a lot of them leave pools on the ground when they die. That's me taking some damage from the pool right there. But nothing too scary in this first pack here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. For the most part, in this first area, you're going to want to skip pulling that big rock guy. You can just go around him pretty easily. These lurkers can be a little bit of a pain in the butt. They have a submerge, and then they spit a frontal after they submerge. If you can stop it, definitely do. You can grip, stun, blind it, anything. So try to stop those frontals from getting out if you can on the lurkers. Pretty much the only thing you really have to look out for in these first few packs. And then just cleave them down. This is our first week doing Afflicted as well, so you'll see those popping up. There's their submerge right there. And there's the bile. As you can see, we killed them before they got it out. They also drop a pool on the ground when they die. But yeah, you can skip this first lieutenant. For the most part, you probably should. He just takes a while to kill. It's not really worth your time. And then this pull is pretty easy. You just have a couple adds that smash, you can stop that. You have the Nasher with the tank dot, you can stop that as well. Blind, grip, stun, whatever. But yeah, you're just cleaving these guys down. As you can see, trying to keep up your Plaguebringer, keeping up my Defile, and then just spamming Epidemics. That's all there is to Unholy at this point. And then I don't refresh it there because the pack's low and we're almost at a boss, so there's no reason to drop a Defile there. Rather have 2 charges when we get to boss. So this first boss, Rokmora, a couple things you do as DK here actually. His main mechanic is a knockback, which is a giant area effect on the ground. You can disadvance it so you don't get knocked back, which is great because then you can keep uptime on the boss, because whenever you move inside of that purple circle on the ground, you take a lot of damage. So that's one tip. You're great for adds on this fight as DK because you want to cleave these adds down as fast as possible because he does more damage with Shatter the more adds are up. So you'll always want to be gripping those in if you have a bunch of melee DPS, as the tank will always be facing away from you because the boss is a frontal. So try to grip them in, cleave those down as fast as possible, and remember to be using Death's Advance whenever you use this Shatter so you can keep 100% uptime on the boss if possible. A lot of passive cleave here. You'll get a lot of Epidemics off during this fight because there's adds out and it's pretty easy for us. You can see right here I Death's Advanced that one so I didn't have to move. My tank moved back a little bit, I guess, so I was out of range, so I tried to rip some Death Coils if I could. You can move at the end of it. It's not too bad, at least on Fortified. Tyrannical is probably going to hurt more, so towards the end of the circle coming in, you could probably move out of it. You could even AMS it and run out if you want to absorb some of that magic damage. But yeah, besides that, just make sure you're getting these skitterers down. And yeah. That is the annoying part about Death's Advancing against Death Knight is your tank, if he's not a Death Knight, isn't going to do that. So you might have to move regardless. But it gets you a little more uptime while the boss is still within range and he's walking away. You can smack him a few times, and then by the time you pump some Death Coils into him, you should be able to move again. So as you can see, basically just cleaving down the adds. I'm not really gripping them here because my warrior has uptime right there next to him. And then we have a dragon, so he doesn't need to be close. And then we fast forward a little bit because we go down river in some boats, in some barrels. More like the hobbits out here in the Hobbit. And then we're moving into this next pack, which you do need to pay attention to. Avalanche. You need to move the second it starts getting cast. If you wait till the circles are on the ground, you're going to get hit every single time. So once you see the word avalanche, just start moving and you should be safe. The avalanche comes from the breakers, so if you want, you could focus them. No, it doesn't really matter. The pelters just cast Jagged Disc on random players, which hurts, so try to stun them if you can. They also run away when they die. so watch out for that. But that's pretty much it for this pack. Like I said, you can see the avalanche DBM timer going off, so when that starts getting low, I kind of just start pre-moving so that you can dodge those avalanches, because those hurt a lot, especially on fortified. This is only a 17. When we get to a 20, that's going to be hitting a lot harder. You'll want to focus down the drummer here because it summons mobs if he hits it. So you just stun him once and then he doesn't try to cast it again. Easy enough, just asphyxiate him and you'll be fine. Or blind, whatever. The hunter casts Shatter, which is just an AoE hit. Not much you need to worry about there. And then you have some crocodiles again. So they're just putting tank hits out. And that's it there. Another pack here, same deal, just jagged discs and avalanches. Try to pre-move out of the avalanches and then leave everything down. Got my Defile there. For the most part, I'm doing a pretty good job keeping up Plaguebringer and Defile this dungeon. You really want to have like 90% uptime on your Plaguebringer, which is when you're applying Scourge Strike on it, obviously. A couple new guys here, the Shaper, cast Stonebolt, you can kick that. The more important one is Petrifying Totem. You definitely want to kick or stop that because it fears. Or it does AoE. It AoEs. Doesn't fear. And then the Vile Shard Hulk. Just be careful. This is the guy up front that we skipped. He has a tank frontal as well as a defensive. So... Or he doesn't have a defensive. You need to pop a defensive when he casts Piercing Shard. Sorry. So just don't stack on your tank. Maybe pop a Lichborn or something. And pop your defensive to survive that. Maybe smash a Death Strike. Help your healer out so he doesn't have to heal you and just can heal up a couple other people. Here's the Piercing Shards going out right here. Oh, wait a minute. That's just a tank ability, actually. What am I talking about? So you don't have to worry about it. As you can see, like I got absolutely eviscerated by the avalanche, so that's just an example of how much damage it does and why you need to move the second you see that cast going out. And then we have a bunch of mobs in a row right here. These are all mobs you've seen before, so we'll fast forward a little bit through all these. But just talk about the rotation a little bit. As you can see, I opened there, I pressed all my 45s. Did I press my... I might have pressed my minute and a half there as well. Yeah, I did. Because we have plenty of time before boss. That's one thing you can... One thing you can gain from watching these videos is, for the most part, I do a pretty good job of timing my cooldowns, where I know roughly how long we're going to be before boss, so you can rip your minute and a halves there and have them up in time for by the time we get back to boss. And then I'm just ripping my 45 seconds every cooldown, so my Unholy Blight, my Dark Transformations, my Apocalypses, pretty much every single pack. Even like this pack right before boss, I would pop those because usually you have 45 seconds a pack, honestly, and by the time you get ready to pull the boss, you'll be okay. And so now you can see I have literally every single button up for the boss. So opening up here, we hit our Army of the Dead, we drop our Defile, get our Plaguebringer up, and then rotate through everything. Unholy Assault, DT, Unholy Blight, Apocalypse, Vile, and then we just start spamming our Death Coils and keeping up our Defiles and Plaguebringer buffs. So as far as mechanics for this boss go, he summons these idols that you see. You're going to want to cleave those down ASAP. He has a big tank called Sunder. Tanks, just watch out for that. It's nature damage actually, so if you're Blood Death Knight, just slam a AMS and you'll be fine. And yeah, if you're just cleaving these down, he has another ability. I'll wait till it goes out to tell you about it. Actually, it's out in 2 seconds. Strike of the Mountain. So you'll see a bunch of hands pop out of the ground. Is he going to cast or is he going to phase? He casts it. So you just want to move out of those. You don't want to move until they come up, or else you'll run into them, and they basically one-shot you. I don't know if it's a guaranteed one-shot or not, but they will for the most part. And so once the hands spawn, you then want to move out of the circle because they collapse in on your location. His next mechanic is this one, where he goes into that one in the center. You just want to watch which one he's in, and then at the end, just go kill that one, and he'll come out and you can kill him. If you kill the wrong ones, obviously you're just wasting time and you're taking pulsing damage this entire time. So you want to make sure you focus, or you want to have one person make sure they watch it. Usually our tank just watches it because we're cleaving down the idols that were at the end of the phase right there. I don't remember if we got this one or not, or on the first time. We did. Cool. And he's back. As you can see, my minute and a halves are up again right now, so I slam those. My Unholy Assault, my Vile, and then Unholy Blight, DT, and Apocalypse. There we go. I refreshed my Plaguebringer because it was down, and now we're just spamming our Death Coils. Popping some wounds to keep Festermite stacks up, and then just keeping up our normal rotation. And the boss will be dead in a few seconds here. Honestly, quite an easy boss. The other day, at the start of the fight, our healer died immediately to the hands, and we soloed the whole boss. And I think that was on an 18. So on Fortified, this boss is honestly a joke. As long as your players aren't eating the hands, obviously. We pull a couple alligators here. Easy. Big cleave. I think I saved some buttons for the next pack here, because the next room's a little tricky, honestly. New things we have here are the lurkers are the same. The grub master is new. He will summon a grub at a random player's location, which you'll probably see in a second here. As well, he has a small AoE that you have to watch out for, which I just ate right there. So there's that grub. You want to kill that thing before it transforms. You can actually stun it to stop it as well, but as a DK, just grip that in so your melee can cleave it down, and it's all good. What else is new here? Anything? No, these guys are all the same as before. You're just kicking the shapers, killing the grubs, dodging the shatters from the grub master. And that's it. I'm pretty sure this entire area now is all the same. Yeah, it is. Yeah. As you can see, we're packed before boss. I still popped my 45 seconds. I regretted that a little bit because my tank pressed Beacon to the Beyond, which did a just metric crap load of damage. But by the time our healer gets mana and heals everybody up, as you can see, my cooldowns drop again. So we're running in, dropping our Defile, getting our Playbringer, and pressing our 800 setup buttons. UB, DT, Apocalypse, Unholy Assault, Rune Weapon, File. As you can see, I'm running back here. This is the best part about being a Death Knight in this dungeon is these ads cannot get to the boss no matter what, or you're basically going to wipe. So you'll just want to get back here, slappy hands, grip them back, leave them down before they get to boss. If they get to him, I think he gets a 50% damage buff, so you're going to die. There's quite a bit of magic damage going out here too with Toxic Wretch and the dots from that, so pretty much rotate AMS on cooldown to give your healer some help. I think I did a pretty bad job of that here, because it was only 17 and it's fortified, so I wasn't too worried, but help your healer out. Pop AMS on cooldown. You can even AMZ maybe, but you want to watch out because there's a lot of swirlies, so you don't want to bait your players to stand into swirlies. 45-second cooldowns going out again right there, as you can see. If you're a tank, I guess this mechanic to watch out for is you got to run away with this pull. If you get pulled in, you die. So you can cheese it over there. If you're a Blood Death Knight, I'm pretty sure you can just Death Advance it and you're fine. More Toxic Wretch is going out. Why did I run back here? Did I think ads were coming out? I did. Yeah, okay. My DVM must have told me and I just missed it right there. But you can see I run back here, chains them up, Death Grip them, and cleave them down. I wasted a grip right there by accident, but we ended up killing it before it got to the boss anyways, so it's not a problem. And then we're just getting back onto boss and finishing him off. 45 seconds just came up again, as well as a minute and a half, so I popped those. Boss at 20% might as well. So our Unholy Assault and Vial, as well as just our normal 45-second cooldowns were popped right there. And then just back into our maintenance rotation. Keeping up Plague Bringer, keeping up Defile, and then also keeping up Rotting Death. And the boss is dead. Moving into the last area, these mobs are the mobs that hurt the most in the dungeon. There's not really much you can do about it. The Demolisher has Burning Hatred, which is a fixate. You need to stop that or it's kill somebody, honestly. Let's see, there's more Avalanche guys, and then the Scorpion is the worst. He has a frontal on the tank. A random target gets hit with Crystal Spike, which hurts a lot. There's the Burning Hatred right there. As you can see, I got hit by it once and it almost killed me. You can stop them. I guess I just kited it. The Dominator, aka the Scorpion, will also cast Frenzy, which if you have a Soothe, great. I would recommend taking a Soothe for this dungeon. If not, he gives someone 25% damage and attack speed. So he's just chucking out those Crystal Spikes and just eviscerating your DPS because it's cast on a random player. So you really want to prioritize these guys. Hopefully you get a Soothe. I almost ate the swipe right there, as you can see that frontal. I'm not sure how I didn't. But you can see how much damage the whole group's taking here. These guys really, really hurt. So you'll really want to prioritize down the Scorpions if you can. And then we fast forward here because it's two of the same pulls that we just had. Just the Scorpions and some more Trappers. So As you can see, I'm single targeting, or I'm main targeting the Dominator, and then just cleaving the other guy down. So by that, I mean I'm hitting my Festering Strikes and my Scourge Strikes on the Dominator, as opposed to the other guy, and just ripping Epidemics to cleave down the other guy. You don't want to main target the Trapper. Like, you don't want to be using your Scourge Strikes and your Festering Strikes on him. You want to be doing as much damage to the Dominator as you can, because, like I said, that Frenzy really, really hurts your party. You can see our health bars just spiking up and down this whole time. And this is only a 17, so it's going to be hurting a lot more on a 20 or higher. Alright, moving into last boss. Big tank mechanic here, don't move the boss. Every time he moves, he deals party damage, so you want to try to move him as little as possible. He also has a tank frontal that knocks back. You can position near a wall. If you're a Death Knight, you just Death Advance it. Summons this Add, which fixates. You kite it into the crystal, and that stuns him. If you don't, he does just a ton of damage to the party, so you want to try to kite him immediately into that crystal and then kill him. He also takes double damage when he's stunned, so that's a little burn phase for you. As you can see, that swirling on the ground is where the crystals come up. There's the frontal right there that I ate. Apparently we didn't lust until right there. Interesting. But yeah, that tank frontal, as you can see, that did a bit of damage. Again, it's only a fortified 17. A tyrannical, that's going to be hurting a lot more. And then we're just kiting the boss down. There's his landslide frontal again. All right, and then, nope, that's magma crash. Magma wave is his other big ability. You just have to line of sight it behind a crystal, so. And you can cast behind this crystal, so try to pool some runic power so you can hit, rip some death coils back here. And that's it for this boss. Now you just finished him off. He's only at 30%. Little 2 chest on the 17. That's it. Big guy. Over Zon. Hopefully he kites him in. Let's see. He's not kiting him into the wall. There he goes. Boom. Then he gets stunned and he gets blown up. To take, I think, how much is it? I believe it's double damage when he's stunned. So very important to stun him so he stops damaging the player and the party, and he just dies. And then now, yeah, it's just Dargrul. So a bit of party damage going out. It can get a little bit chaotic if you're not careful with positioning on spikes and whatnot, but if you're good, then it's not too much of a problem. I believe his party damage is magic as well, so you could rip an AMC to help your party out if it's getting a little bit dicey. And there we go. That's Neltharion's Lair for you guys. Hope you get some good loot. Hope you got something out of this video. As always, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys want to see more of, or what you guys don't want to see more of. Any feedback is awesome. Thanks, and see you next time.